बुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपब्रह्मरूपस्थं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः दीपब्रह्मरूपस्थं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश्च पतिं स्वच्छामि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य तिष्ठे गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति दरिद्रता शुभं कुरु।
Good morning, everyone. The Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, Assam Don Bosco University, welcome you all to the National Exhibition and Conference on New and Renewable Energy, NECONRE 2017, organized by the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering in association with Assam Energy Development Agency, a state nodal agency for Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, Government of India. The theme of the conference is Renewable Energy for Rural India, the Present and the Future. The objective of the conference is to create awareness in the field of renewable energy resources and to provide the platform for the researchers, scholars, and industrial organizations to discuss and share new and innovative technologies in the field of renewable energy. To begin the program, let us invoke ourselves with God's blessings by lighting the ceremonial lamp. I would like to invite Sir D.P. Kothari, keynote speaker, NECONRE 2017, Chief Guest Sir Ajanta Kumar Goswami, Father Joseph Nelanath, Pro Vice Chancellor, Assam Don Bosco University, Professor Manoranjan Kalita, Chairman, NECONRE, Professor Shakuntala Laskar, Convener, NECONRE, Sir Mrinal Krishna Chaudhary, Co-Convener, NECONRE, Additional Director of Assam Energy Development Agency, and Father Francis Fernandez to please light the ceremonial lamp. Sir and Father, please.
आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तुते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम् सन्ध्यादीप नमोऽस्तुते ओ दीप ब्रह्मरूपस्थम् ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः बोधित्वब्रह्मरूपस्थं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश पतिं स्वच्छाहि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य कृष्णे गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति दरिद्रता शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरु त्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः
Thank you. Now I'd like to request the members of the Music and Singing Club to perform the invocation song.
Times when we don't let it be our prayer. When we lose our way, lead us to a place. Let us speak your voice. La luce che tu dai por el respeto. Ricordarci che la terna stella and this be our prayer. Lead us to our praise. Guide us with your praise to a place where we'll be saved. I pray you'll be our light and watch us where we and help us to be right in times when we don't know. Let it be our prayer when we lose our way. Lead us to our place. Guide us with your grace to a place where we'll be saved.
Thank you, students, for the melodious performance. I request Sir D.P. Kothari, Sir Ajanta Kumar Goswami, Sir Vinal Krishna Chaudhary, Pro Vice Chancellor Father Joseph Nalanath, Professor Manoranjan Kalita, and Professor Shakuntala Laskar to take their seats on the dais. I would now like to request Father Joseph Nalaman to start the conference with a prayer because without God's blessing, our day cannot be successful. Father, please.
Dear friends, at the beginning of this conference and exhibition, we like to ask for God's blessings on all the participants, the resource persons, the organizers, that this conference and workshop may indeed be a pleasant experience, enriching experience, beneficial to our region in igniting young minds with the knowledge and wisdom of researchers and experts in the field for betterment of our society. O God, we humbly bow our heads in your presence as we start this conference and the associated activities. We thank you for bringing us together, for bringing many experts and intellectuals to share their knowledge and experience with us. We thank you for the safe journey they have had. We thank you for all the organizational work that the team looking up the minute details have gone into. We now ask you to bless each of us, all the participants, resource persons and organizers, that this workshop may indeed be an eye-opener for all of us on how we can improve the conditions of our society, especially in the rural areas, to bring about dignified lives for the people of this region. Oh God, we thank you, we praise you, we adore you for your constant, abiding presence with us. We are your children and we worship you as Father. We ask you to bless us. Bless all those who have worked so hard for this event. May it indeed be an enriching experience for every one of us. Oh God, we praise you, we thank you, we adore you. You who live and reign forever and ever. Amen.
Thank you, Father, for guiding us through a moment of prayer. I would like to request Assistant Professor Sarbani Das to felicitate our esteemed dignitaries on the dais, Sir D.P. Kothari, Chief Guest, Sir Ajanta Kumar Goswami, Sir Mrinal Krishna Chaudhary, Co-Convener, NECONRE 2017, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Father Joseph Nalaman, Professor Manoranjan Kalita, Chairman, NECONRE, Professor Shakuntala Laskar, Convener, NECONRE, with a Fulam Gamusa as a mark of Assamese tradition. Thank you, Sobhani. We have amidst us Sir Pradeep Goswami and Sir Jayanta Chaudhary from APDCL. So I'd like to request Ms. Das to felicitate Sir Pradeep Goswami, Sir Jayanta Chaudhary and Father Francis Fernandez with a Fulam Gamucha. Thank you, Sarvani. Also, I'd like to take the opportunity of inviting Professor Shakuntala Laskar, convener NECONRE, to felicitate Sir B.P. Kothari, Sir Ajanta Kumar Goswami, and Sir Mrinal Kumar Chaudhary with a memento as a part of Assam Don Bosco University. Thank you, ma'am. I would like to take the pleasure of inviting Professor Manoranjan Kalita, Director, School of Technology, Assam Don Bosco University, and Chairman, NECONRE 2017, to deliver the welcome speech. Sir, please.
A very good morning. Dr. B.P. Kothari, today's esteemed guest who has spent all his life in the field of electrical and electronics engineering, even having a lot of physical pain by virtue of mental strength. He has come here, all of us have seen. Can we give a big hand in his honor? With that, we start today's program. Engineer Ajanta Kumar Goswami, the chief guest of today's program, representing APDCL, which is the prime agency for the state of Assam for supplying electric power to every household. Is CGM Commercial. He has come along with his team, Engineer Jayanta Chaudhary and Engineer Pradeep Kumar Goswami. I am very glad that they have come as a team to grace this very first inaugural program representing APDCL. From AIDA, Meenal Krishna Chaudhary, my classmate, and who is also additional director of Assam Energy Development Agency, working as the co-convener of this prime maiden activity in this institution. Father Joseph Nalanat, who is our team lead in the Azara campus of Assam Don Bosco University, acting as the pro-vice chancellor of the university. My older sister, Shakuntala Laskar, who is the convener of this particular activity. She is the head of the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering and the School of Technology of Assam Don Bosco University. My esteemed colleagues, Father Francis Fernandez, the Controller of Exams, esteemed members from the Department of Electrical and Electronics Engineering, and other engineering departments, other departments of the university of our college, dear participants, invited guests, and my dear student volunteers. It's my proud privilege as the Director of School of Technology to welcome you all formally on behalf of the whole Assam Don Bosco University in this Azara campus. This maiden national conference cum exhibition on new and renewable energy has been organized in this university for the first time. That is the maiden. And this is a very significant activity we consider. Not only we, nationwide, there is a consideration that new and renewable energy has to be given utmost importance now. Recognizing this, Government of India started one department, recognizing the importance first, as Ministry of Conventional Energy in 1992, long time back. When there is a fear that people are starting discussing on depletion of fossil fuel. Depletion of fossil fuel is going on. So counting in numbers of years have already started. And in India, now, our scenario, I just want to say, inform here that at national level, total installed capacity is around 330 gigawatt. And deficiency is around 8 gigawatt till last year, 2016-17. At state level, in the state of Assam, our own generation in ideal condition is 320 megawatt. And from central sector generating stations, CSGS, like NEPCO and NHPC, etc., we import 750 megawatt. Thus, total availability is 1070 megawatt against a peak demand of 1500 megawatt. So there is a gap already. That is why every evening now and then we have to experience that load shedding, creating uncomfortable situation to all. And with population is increasing with time, that demand will go up on every passing day. It is going. With new technologies coming, no technology runs without electricity, without power. So for every new addition to the comfort of our lifestyle, we need additional power. So that way, power requirement is going up, but our production scenario is not up to the mark. There is already a gap. And the present installed capacity, that present power generation, that is at national level 330 gigawatt, or at state level 320 megawatt. Majority of this power component is produced using fossil fuel. Maybe using coal or gas or oil in the thermal electric power plants. When these three components will vanish or will come to a minimum level, what will happen to the situation? So situation is very urgent. We have to look for the options. Options are already available. Options are known. Many options are known. We have to look for other options as well. About 100 years back, Einstein, who got Nobel Prize because of photoelectric effect invention. So, solar energy is given utmost importance now, that is seen. Particularly in Assam region, we may be able to harness that. Wind power is used in other regions of India and abroad. Biofuel, people have started using definitely. So power production has been started, and magnitude is not very small now. 42 gigawatt out of 303 at national level is from new and renewable energy as per the current statistics. So it is not a small amount. But in Assam, it is very less. In Assam, it is very, very less, very meager amount. The statistics, I don't know, but it is very meager amount. It is. So, but there is a problem. We have experienced in various institutions, solar panels were installed, solar photovoltaic systems were installed with battery backup. And there are two main problems. One is the batteries, maintenance of the battery system, backup system, caused a lot of problems. It is costly, and ultimately because of the battery, the degradation of this battery system, the whole system failed. Now, there is a new system, grid connected system. So you generate solar power, connect it to grid, and grid will feed you, grid will take your energy. The net metering system has come, so people can save. All these things are very positive action, definitely on the part of our APDCL or AED or Govt of India, Govt of Assam. So we can go ahead now, problems are less. But for academic institutions, as academicians, we have also to play some role. What are those roles? Two particular aspects we have to see. Implementation part will be seen by APDCL or AEBA or GOVT. As academicians, as scientists and engineers, what is the challenge? That challenge has to be addressed by us. The challenge twofold. One is the maintenance cost must be minimum. Maintenance is a big issue, definitely. And the second thing, how to improve the efficiency. Solar energy, on sunny days, we get longer period. In the winter, it is very short period. If from the short period also we can accumulate power at least to a larger amount by improving efficiency of the solar panels, definitely it will help. So there is the scope of research and study for academicians. And maintenance, everybody says, those who have installed already, they say it is maintenance is very costly and it is rigorous. Every now and then we have to go for some kind of cleaning or this kind of activity, say this and that. So how to minimize that? How to make it, we can make it robust so that with minimum maintenance will be necessary, but with minimum maintenance, we can make it maximum efficient. That is our challenge. I think this conference is looking into that, to create an environment to give a platform so that all the people, researchers, students, people from the energy development, people from APDCL have come together to discuss, to deliberate on, to share their experience so that we can fix up what should be the next course of action, particularly in this region, for the state of Assam and northeastern region. What are the steps that we have to take collectively? If we can arrive at that kind of some recommendations at the end of this 2-day conference, it will be very, very meaningful. I request all of you to put your head into these two particular aspects and give your input, whatever feeling comes in the last panel discussion, so that some meaningful recommendations can be arrived at and that can be forwarded to the government and other implementing agencies. And also we can fix up our responsibility that if we can articulate that we have to do this point-wise in a crisp manner, this will add to the value of this holding of this very important activity in this region. I hope all the research persons, all the participants will be very comfortable and they will enjoy their life here in our campus. Any problem you face, kindly don't hesitate to inform our volunteers, our faculty members. It will be addressed as soon as possible. And I hope all will go back after these 2 days with enriched mind and with a new vision. With this, I conclude my this welcome speech. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your informative speech. To start the proceedings of the conference, I would like to invite Father Joseph Nalanan, Pro-Vice Chancellor, Assam Don Bosco University, to deliver the inaugural speech and set the tone of the conference cum exhibition.
Good morning to all of you, respected chief guests, our keynote speaker, Professor Kothari, and other distinguished members on the dais. Professor Manoranjan Kalita has already welcomed you and actually given you the whole perspective of this workshop. He has basically addressed all the things that I would have said in an inaugural address. He has basically told us this conference and exhibition is making us take a look into what has already been achieved in the area of new and renewable energy. Now we are trying to focus it for the present and the future, especially for rural India. So looking at what has already been done, we need a platform to share this information with researchers, with students, and the implementing agencies. And we are fortunate that we are having the representatives from APDCL here, from Assam Energy Development Agency. In the later sessions, you will have people from various agencies who are implementing, say, solar energy or other forms of renewable energy. And so they are bringing in a wealth of knowledge and experience to share with students, with academicians and researchers, and see how we can make the system more efficient, more coherent. The purpose would be therefore to expose the new generation of our country in the development of renewable energy for especially the rural areas. Professor Manoranjan Kalida just mentioned, we are generating a lot of power. He mentioned there is a deficit, but some other experts have informed me that India is producing excess. Excess, really? The problem is distribution. And in our northeastern part of our country, where putting up lines for connecting to the main grid over the hilly terrain is indeed quite a challenge. It would be efficient if every village can have a solar photovoltaic system that takes care of that village, and things are done without having to depend on huge lay of transmission lines. So we hope that the experience of industry people, government agencies, researchers will enlighten this gathering, especially the young minds of the students, and also the researchers themselves to share their experiences to contribute to the wealth of knowledge that is required to take our country forward and make it self-reliant in the energy needs. Development really needs energy, and I think this is a good platform to see how we can make recommendations, as Professor Manoranjan Kalida said, how this conference experts can really propose various measures that will form guidelines to frame policy and plan out for the future for the energy needs of our developing country. With these words, I am very happy to invite you all and welcome you, and wish you a very fruitful and beneficial time. Thank you.
Thank you, Father. Your words really did set the tone of the conference. Sir Ajanta Kumar Goswami is a Chief General Manager, Commercial, Assam Power Distribution Company Limited. We're happy to have such a real-world practitioner amongst us. On behalf of the NECONRE team 2017, I would like to invite Sir to officially inaugurate the conference, declare the conference open, and deliver an inspirational speech. Sir?
Good morning to everybody. Respected DP Kothari, retired director, IIT Delhi, Vice Chancellor Don Bosco, Father Joseph Nalan, Principal Don Bosco Manoranjan Kalita sir, Professor Sakuntala Laskar, AEDA Deputy Director Minal Chaudhary from AEDA, and students from Don Bosco, university and other institutions. The subject of today's conference is renewable energy for rural India, present and future. It is the subject is that is a challenging subject, and if I tell that the present, well, if we tell about the present, then we can say that achievement is tremendous. We did not expect earlier that in our college days, in our school days, the solar power will come in such a way. Only we are imagining that so we can use solar energy. But the untiring trust from MNRE, now it is possible that we have seen this progress. The progress means I can say that in 1990, the total generation was 64 gigawatt. And with that generation, there was zero renewable energy. And in now 2017, it is coming to 328 gigawatt, and it's 17% is renewable energy. Around 59 gigawatt renewable energy. That is a great achievement. And if I tell that about the future, then I have to say that the future is bright, because if you imagine a day when there is no fossil fuel and others, no thermal power, then what will we do? We have to go, we are bound to go to renewable energy. That is our future. And if you said, hey, so when I'm coming from my residence today and in a meeting, and then I'm thinking that I was a student of electrical branch. But now today I'm going to meet some students who are from electrical and electronics branch. And that is also that say solar power generation. So generation is, we can say, it is the electronics, and handling the power generated, it is electrical. We are from the electrical branch, we are handling the power generated by our other engineers or other agencies. That is a thing. But are these students that are electronics and engineering branch, they have the both opportunity. They can see the solar generation part also minutely, and can handle the distribution part also and other parts also. And regarding the thrust given to Assam by APDCL and others, that we have to go for renewable energy. That is now at present, say only 1.5% is from renewable energy in Assam. So Assam has the total now demand has increased from 1550 to 1780. Last in summer days it is coming to 1780. That is demand. But still we have some constraint in transmission, and we can deliver only 1680. So if we purchase power also, then but our system will deliver transmit it up to 1680 only. We have some restriction, transmission restriction in some places in Lower Assam. There is transmission restriction and others. And but out of that, say 1%, 1 to 2% is renewable energy. But our target, we have been given the target up to 2022, and our target is 22% renewable energy. And in Assam, if you see that if the potential of solar energy, that is, I think the solar energy potential is everywhere. Where there is sun ray, there is a potential of solar energy. So Assam has 13.76 gigawatt potential for solar energy. Wind potential is 112 megawatt as assessed by MNRE, and 112 megawatt in Assam. I think there is some, that is the only potential, because say in Dhubri, NC Hills, Karbi Anglong, there is a potential for wind power, but this wind power is not consistent at that regions. Say in the whole year, in Dhubri, say for 6 months it is available, wind is available. NC Hills and Karbi Anglong also, in some months winds are available, so not the whole year. And biomass potential is 165 megawatt. That is one thing, 165. But only one project is coming at Silchar out 1.4 megawatt at present. And that is also not generating power. They have some problem, and now, but already the unit is completed. This is 1.4 megawatt only. And small hydropower, say Assam has the potential of small hydropower. Small hydropower means less than 25 megawatt. Less than 25 megawatt, we are taking a small hydropower. That potential in Assam, we have seen that after all northeastern states have been formed, and all hilly portions are going to, say, Arunachal, Nagaland, Meghalaya and portion, and in Assam, the potential is very minimum potential is 110 megawatt only. Say projects of capacity 19 megawatt to 19, so maximum 19 megawatt, and for small hydro projects, and so we have projects of 150 megawatt in Lower Kopili. Karbi Anglong is our hydro project, that is 100 megawatt, and remaining projects, 125 megawatt project is at Karbi Anglong, 150 megawatt at Lower Kopili. These are in pipeline. Regarding the APDCL's the action towards renewable energy, that we can tell that we are using renewable energy in Assam only for fulfillment of renewable purchase obligation. That is called RPO. RPO is given given by central government MNRE to us to fulfill the RPO. Say we are consuming our units from all generating stations. That units we will consider that units, and percentage of that units, that is 3% for non-solar energy and 4% for solar energy. That is given to us as a RPO. And for that calculation, we calculate our sale of energy, and we deduct the generation from hydro generating stations, and after that we calculate our RPO obligation. And for which, while calculating this obligation, then we have that in 17-18 we have a target of 250 megawatt solar power. But in Assam now, only 30 megawatts solar, we are purchasing power from 30 megawatt stations. One from that is the 20 megawatt from SECI, Solar Corporation of India, and 5 megawatt from NVVN, that is National Vidyut Vitaran Nigam, that is a subsidiary unit of NTPC. That is 25, and 5 megawatt in private sector in Tezpur, that is Balipara. We are getting power from Balipara project, that is a 5 megawatt project, solar power. Only 30 megawatt. And then what we will do with this 250 megawatt target? Then MNRE has also given us that we can procure certificate. There is a RC, that is a Renewable Energy Certificate, REC. And cost is rupees 3.5 for solar and 1.5 for non-solar. To fulfill the solar RPO and non-solar RPO, we have to purchase certificate of that cost, and that is only purchasing of certificate. We will not get any power. Now I am going to tell that what is the problem with generation in Assam. That is if we compare that in other states, say highest capacity utilization factor is in Ladakh, then Gujarat, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and in the first states. And Assam is the capacity utilization factor towards the range that is 14 to 17. In some areas, in Upper Assam, it is say 13 to 14. In South Assam, it is say around 15, 16. That is the maximum. In some places, it is 17%. So, if you develop solar power in Assam, then definitely it will be more costlier than it is in Gujarat or it is in Tamil Nadu. We have invited the developers to Assam. Some developers came to us, That is, say, for installation of about 135 megawatt solar power. But we could not give them till today, that we are not allowing them because of the costing. Assam Electricity Regulatory Commission generally fix the tariff for the developers, solar developers and others, and they have fixed the target, the tariff at say 6 rupees to 6.7 rupees. That is per unit. So, and earlier, to fulfill the target, we, as earlier in 2014, we purchased from SECI, we have taken at rupees 11. And last one at 9.72 rupees to 9.72 for Balipara Tezpur project. That was very costly for us now. And solar prices, that is tariff, and solar generation of solar cost is also coming down. Day by day, it is coming down. Maybe that is China, they are manufacturing this equipment, solar equipment at a very cheaper rate. That is also one factor that is coming down. And in this, other also, that is in Gujarat, Ladakh, or Madhya Pradesh also, their generation cost that is coming down to, say, now last year we have been given that they can supply us at the rate of rupees 3 from Gujarat or Madhya Pradesh. They can supply us rupees 3 or 350. So then it is difficult for us to select these developers for Assam that at the rate of 6 to or 6.7. That is one thing. So therefore we are in a dilemma whether we will FEDCL will give chance to the developers to generate solar power in Assam or not. Still, it is running this confused. That is, because some tells that if we get cheaper power from outside Assam, then we should purchase from that state, and that is also to fulfill our RPO and others. But then generation in Assam will be less. Say, if you consider the generating stations in Assam, that will not from outside. There is no solar power generator in will be any more solar power generator in Assam or development of solar power. That is one problem for us. And another is that now wind power is also coming rather at a very cheaper rate. So I think yesterday I have got a message that 2.44 is the rate per unit for wind power. We have signed an MOU with SECI and PTC, power trading company, to purchase wind power at the rate of 3.53. That at that time. Now second letter is coming that it may come down from 7.5 to 3 also. That is one. Therefore, I am telling that the market, that it is a market, you can say that it is a volatile market now. It is coming down. But I think there will be a limit that what will be the price. But till now, the situation is that one. And regarding the wind energy and solar energy, then there is a problem for us. Renewable energy we put in our requirement. That is one question. Say we have 1700 megawatt our demand, and say if you inject say 1000 megawatt solar, 1000 or solar and plus wind, then what will happen? Say we know that solar power, when there is a solar power generation project, the graph is like this one, the hilltop. From 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., the peak is 2 p.m. That is a peak. Say we can say that peak load will be at 2 p.m. But the other portions, the 2 p.m. to the 8 p.m., that will be gradually it going up and gradually it is going down. But we cannot give our consumers power that sometimes it will come down, sometimes it will be load shedding, sometimes it will be again it will be some, and wind also. And a problem with solar that this is coming only in daytime. And for wind also, so wind is coming from some day also, day and night also. So in seashore, it is coming, say, wind power, we will getting power. But that is also depending upon when there is wind, then we will get wind power. Therefore, we cannot rely on wind power and solar power and for our entire distribution system, that is for fulfill the demand and others. To do that, some future, that is, we are expecting then some technical advantage should come to us. Say one is that storage of solar power. Now storage of solar power is very costly. We cannot imagine that with storage of solar power, I think that price will go up to 15 rupees, 16 rupees per unit, may go. That is one thing. So, but if in future this cost is coming down, then we can say that if there is a storage facility, then we can integrate this renewable energy to our grid. So we can say there is a fluctuation, that the battery will cover that fluctuation. That is. So that is one problem which we say. And integration with and wind power, wind power is will be said it is night time also. So we can procure wind power, and APDCL is going to procure 100 megawatt wind power. So it will come around 18-19 financial year 18-19. We may get wind power from PTC, Solar Corporation of India Limited, and the generating station is at Tamil Nadu. That is. And today's seminar, so the conference, today's seminar and conference, the subject is, but when I'm just beginning, I'm telling that the students, but these problems, what I am telling, that grid integration problem, what I am telling that the integration of grid, there's a problem with wind power, and but we have to solve that problem. Say if we imagine a day, say there is no fossil fuel, no thermal, only the option is hydel, nuclear may be the option, but nuclear is not safe. All are looking that we cannot increase nuclear power. And hydel, solar, renewable will be the vital in future. So we have to think of that is storage and other facilities. There may be I imagine a day that there is no fossil and fuels, and sun is Earth is moving from west to east, and at that time sun is also we say we are getting the sun from moving from east to west. Say sun rays also, that is from one country to other countries, this is moving from going from one country to other country. So maybe that where there is sun ray, there is solar power, and we can have that facility to bring the power to the where there is night. The power is coming, sun is moving, and around the paths, the sun is generating power, solar power, and the other countries. So that is the concept of one country. If the whole world becomes one country, then that is the concept that where there is a sun, there is a solar energy, then energy will harness that energy to the other country portion. Then we can get power from night also. And I'm already telling that that is storage problem there is there, but we have to solve that one. That is. So that is I'm thinking that one day that may come also, that every country have a relation that please give us the power at the daytime from your side. If you are abundant power, then give us power. That may be future. I may think that may be that. And another one is that country which are in Ecuador, that is in central portion, these have advantage. Say India is that a country that Ecuador, it is coming from Gujarat and Tropic of Cancer and Tropic, and that is coming from in between India. So India has the capacity to be a developer, solar developer, that they can India can develop solar power because it can give stress to generation of solar power. Then also other countries also, Africa has the facility. That because they are on the sunny the days are there, more sun rays are there. and that is also. So there may be a competition that the extreme north, extreme south, that countries have not, that have facility will not have with that country, which countries lying in the equator and other 8%, they have the more advantage regarding the solar. And regarding, I'm sorry, actually this is the problems we are facing, and I am also telling that why renewable energy, we are still, our department is that new and renewable energy department is Assam for APDCL, and another department is Assam Energy Development Agency, that is also for generation of solar. They are also doing that. Recently, government of Assam has given us a that is a plan that for rooftop grid solar generation, rooftop, and that is grid interactive. To make it lucrative, they are giving, in some states, northeastern region, they are giving 70% subsidy. If anybody in their house, then residential corporation, they installed a, say, 1 kilowatt solar plant is there, then 1 kilowatt, then if project cost is 70,000 or 64,000, we are assessed it at 64,000 per kilowatt. Out of that 64,000, MNRE will give subsidy of 70%, and beneficiary, that is the consumer, will have to give 30%. 30% of 64,000. And if we take that average generation in Assam, then it is assessed that it is 4 units per day for 1 kilowatt. And if the consumer have a meter, that is a net meter, meter will be net meter, and that meter will measure both export and import. If a consumer have a panel of, say, 2 kilowatt or more than say 5 kilowatt, 10 kilowatt, and his requirement in daytime is, there is no requirement of power at daytime or a very small requirement, then that power generated will go to our grid, APDCL grid. And then the meter reading will go. We will take export of energy as negative and import of energy as positive. So meter will move forward if there is import, and it will move backward if there is a generation of export of solar energy. That means the total reading will be net reading. That is export minus import. And the facility that the bill of the consumer will come down. Say he is for 1 kilo per day, 4 unit will be reduced in that meter reading. See, if some consumers have, say, reading of 200 unit per month, then per day 120 unit will be reduced in his bill. That is. So that is giving a 70% subsidy, and our target is 250 megawatt up to 2022, and after for 17-18 it was 30 megawatt. That is 16 megawatt by APDCL and 14 megawatt by ADA agency. And that is also we are going to implement. Say we are trying to complete it by March. That is 30 megawatt by March 2018. And that is also one thing that our renewable energy, that is a good prospect in renewable energy for Assam. And what is the advantage this grid interactive rooftop? What is the advantage to APDCL? APDCL has the advantage that we are getting power at our doorstep, at the consumer end. We are giving power, we are purchasing power from outside, we are purchasing from other state and other side, and we are distributing the power to a consumer. Now, because of that solar panel in his roof, we are distributing the power. The consumer is getting the power at the doorstep. That means there is no loss. And loss and others is a component we cannot neglect it, because our transmission system and generation system, that is there is so many components. One is loss component in 11 kV, loss component in 33 kV, loss component in 132 kV, or loss component in other high voltages, say 220, 400 kV and others. And every transmission system, there is a loss component. It is more in 11 kV, and more in 440 LT, and less in high voltage. That is, we know the electrical, that is high, it is less or more. And there is also another one, there is a wheeling surge. There is transmission company within the entire India. There is a Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. They are transmitting the power in all states. Now there is no problem that if power is generated in Tamil Nadu, we will get it. If it is generated in Srinagar, we will get it. If it is generated in our home state, Assam, then also we will get it. And other state also. So Subansiri will have the capacity, that is 2000 megawatt. I think that is a small portion will come to Assam, but a major portion will go to Agra and other northern India. They are getting power. That is doing by Power Grid Corporation of India Limited. And there is also a cost component. That is a wheeling surge. So into high transmission system, we have to bear that wheeling surge. And in AGCL also, we are getting our transmission. We have three companies: one transmission company, one generation company, and one distribution company. And these companies also, we have to pay distribution companies have to pay wheeling surge to that company. So lost and wheeling surge. That's for, we have calculated. Say our a special team went outside Assam for study of the solar plants in Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh. They were the member of the teams, Mr. Pradeep Goswami and Jayanta Chaudhary. They went there with our chairman, our managing director. And if our students can interact with them, then also they'll be very much beneficial, because they are getting so much experience with that solar plants in outside Assam, which are now outside Assam. And regarding that, say, Gujarat is offering us solar power at the rate of 2.64 per unit. But if we procure that power at Gujarat, and if we consider that all losses, wheeling surge and transmission losses, then it will come to us as 4.9 rupees at the present tariff. That means the cost is 2.64 in Gujarat, but that will be 4.9 in Assam. That is. So now then also, because I'm telling that 4.9 is coming, but it is less than 6 and 6.7, which were that is given to the developer in Assam. Still less. Because we have some developers coming to Assam for installation of power, and the tariff was 6 to 6.7, but still that 2.64, it will come to 4.9 rupees, around 5 rupees. That is thing that these are the problems, because we cannot avoid, as a commercial company, we cannot avoid the economics. That is, what will be the cost benefit that going for solar, going purchasing, installing solar, or purchasing from others. That will be decided by the analysis of cost benefit analysis of all things. So just I'm in an inauguration speech, I'm going to give these some problems, that how to solve these problems. How to solve, say, how to solve the generation will be separate in Assam, how the generation will be separate in Assam, and develop solar project also. And the rooftop is actually, that is another project, the grid interactive rooftop, and we'll see that also, what will happen to that project. And now in the last time telling that actually our chairman, Jishnu Borua sir, he was to inaugurate this, give the inaugural address today, but for sudden engagement with Chief Minister, he is not able to come here, and on his behalf I am giving this inaugural address. And by telling this, I just open this on your session, conference session, and I conclude my inaugural address. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hoping that our students will grab the information given by you all, sir, and we can bring us change in the scenario of power in our society. I would like to take the opportunity to invite Professor Shakuntala Laskar, convener NECONRE 2017, to present the overview of the conference. Ma'am, please.
Respected Professor D.P. Kothari sir, eminent educationist, scholar, and keynote speaker of NECONRE 2017. Respected Chief Guest, Mr. Ajanta Goswami, CGM Commercial APDCL, Mr. Minal Chaudhary, Additional Director AEDA, Father Nelanat, Pro VC, Assam Don Bosco University, Professor Manoranjan Kalita, Director School of Technology, ADBU, the participants of NECONRE 2017, and the faculty members present here today. Privilege today to welcome you all on behalf of the Department of EEE School of Technology, ADBU, to the inaugural session of National Exhibition and Conference on New and Renewable Energy 2017. The purpose of organizing this national conference and exhibition is to unite policymakers, technologists from industries and academic institutions, and also the business leaders to share and exchange knowledge and experience to strengthen our commitment to new and renewable energy. So basically this NECONRE 2017 consists of two sections, exhibition and conference. The exhibition will be held in two parts, one by the academic institutions and the other will be participated by industry sector. There are 4 technical sessions spread over 2 days and a poster session taking place simultaneously. The papers to be presented in different sessions are on various themes pertaining to new and renewable energy. Professor D.P. Kothari sir will be delivering the keynote address on energy and environmental problems facing the third world and their problem solutions for sustainable development. Session 1 will be chaired by Professor D.P. Kothari and Mrinal Chaudhary, Additional Director AEDA, will be the invited speaker. 7 papers will be presented in session 1. There are varied topics. One of them is identifying windy sites in Arunachal Pradesh and feasibility of installing small wind power plant therefore. Session 2 will be chaired by Dr. C.C. Kumar Nayak, Department of EEE, IIT Guwahati, and he will be delivering an invited talk. And total 7 papers will be presented in this session. So one of the paper I'm mentioning here is enhancement of fault ride through capability during symmetrical fault of the DFIG wind turbine using alternative resistive type SFCL. Session 3 will be chaired by Dr. Banikanta Talukdar, Associate Professor, Assam Engineering College. Dr. Sadhan Mahapatra from Tezpur University will be delivering the invited lecture. In this session, there will be 5 papers. One of these is optimal operation of distributed network embedded to wind battery storage system for revenue enhancement. Session 4 will be on video conference mode and will be chaired by Professor Durlabh Hazarika, Assam Engineering College, and he will be delivering an invited talk. And one of the presentation of this session is a study on potential of biogasification tar as value-added product. In the poster session, there are 7 presentations. These will be judged for Best Presentation Award. The participants are from various technical institutes across the country and one from Nepal. The participants in the exhibition are from different schools and colleges, and their projects on new and renewable energy will be exhibited and judged as well by experts in 2 levels, one for the school students and the other for the college students. The industrial exhibition will be participated by Free Power Technology Private Limited, Susconnect Private Limited, Havels India Limited, Ujas Energy United, and Greenlight Planet India Private Limited. A significant event of NECONRE 2017 will be the panel discussion, which will be held on the 2nd day of the conference. In this, there will be discussions and interactions among several industry experts and academicians from different premier institutes, which will be definitely bear a fruitful outcome and will be contributing to the renewable energy sector. This is briefly the overview of NECONRE 2017. Before I conclude, I, on behalf of the organizing committee, express our deep gratitude to our esteemed chief guest, Mr. Ajanta Kumar Goswami, and Mr. Pradeep Goswami and Jayanta Chaudhary from APDCL for accepting our invitation and grace the occasion. I'd also like to thank from bottom of my heart Professor D.P. Kothari sir, eminent educationist, ex-director and ex-professor of IIT Delhi, for his support and consent to be the keynote speaker of our conference. I'd also thank Mr. Mrinal Chaudhary, Additional Director ADA, Father Nalanath, Pro VC, and Director School of Technology Manoranjan Kalita for being our constant support from the very beginning. Thank you all. God bless Assam Don Bosco University.
Thank you, ma'am. Sir Mrinal Krishna Chaudhary did his schooling from Don Bosco High School, Guwahati, and passed HSLC in the year 1978. Sir completed his Bachelor of Engineering from Assam Engineering College in 1986. Sir Chaudhary then joined Assam Science Technology and Environmental Council as a scientific officer in Energy Division. He later completed his M.Tech in Energy Science and Technology from the School of Energy Studies, Jadavpur University. Sir Chaudhary has authored many technical papers which are already published in reputed journals like Springers, etc. He is actively involved in implementation of renewable energy projects in Assam, especially solar-based projects, and have been a supervisor for all the governmental renewable energy-based projects under AEDA. We are proud to have such an active and knowledgeable practitioner amongst us. I would like to request Sir to please address the gathering. Sir.
Good morning, everybody. Dr. Professor Kothari, Father Nalanath, Mr. Ajanta Goswami, my friend Manoranjan, Shakuntala ma'am, my again friend Pradeep Goswami and Mr. Jayanta Chaudhary, and the most favorite, the student friends. In fact, it's really a privilege for me to be a part of the Don Bosco community here, because I am groomed as a Bosconian. I did my schooling in Don Bosco's Guwahati, passed out in 1978 as already told. And it's really a privilege to be with the bright faces over here, all Bosconians over here. So this event which is being organized, I think it's very pertinent to the present moment, because the state of Assam is on the threshold now to leap forward to the renewable energy era. Till now, though we have been working and striving hard to bring renewable energy to the mainstream, it really had been a tough job. My counterparts in APDCL, they also know. We, as a team effort, APDCL and Assam Energy Development Agency has been striving hard to take renewable energy to each and every corner, particularly solar energy to each and every corner of the state, overcoming a lot of hurdles. Prime hurdle was the cost, though it is being well supported by the Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, the state government and all. It was a tough time, but now with the trust of the central government, with the trust initiatives of the state government, I think we are marching ahead in the arena of renewable energy, particularly in the arena of solar energy, as well as bio, as well as wind energy. As Mr. Ajanta Goswami has already told, that we are going ahead with the rooftop solar, where there's no necessity of a battery, which is one of the most clumsiest component of the photovoltaic system. I tell it to be clumsiest, but in many areas it is indispensable, because that is the only weakest link photovoltaic system configuration. Without this battery component, I think the rooftop solar will make a headway in the entire country as well as in the state of Assam. Megawatts, and APDCL is going ahead with 16 megawatt. And I think Don Bosco University itself, this campus itself is quite privileged to have one of the solar plants to be installed very soon by a company called Ujas. And it would be my earnest request to the management as well as Father Nelnath to at least engage your electrical and electronics students while during installation, right from digging the whole first hole to completion of the project and monitoring. Because this is the very important learning experience which you will be getting, the field level experience. I think that will help you to the large extent in taking up the career, if you want, in the field of renewable energy, because there are a lot of things to learn. Because we have been working in this field I've been there in this field for 27 years, since 1988. But each and every day is a learning experience. You know new things each and every morning. You browse through the net, you go through the newspapers, you learn a lot of things which are happening throughout the world in the field of renewable energy. And I think this is a very good exposure which you are getting, a lot of papers to be presented. I think, and I wish all the best to the young students as well as the management for taking up this as an event. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hoping our students learn this line very carefully, that life is a learning process. We have amidst us Dwarka Das Prahlad Das Kothari, who is an educationist and professor. Sir B.P. Kothari held leadership positions in engineering institutions in India, including IIT Delhi, Vishwesvaraya National Institute of Technology, Nagpur, and VIT Vellore. Currently, he is a Dean R&D, JD College of Engineering and Management, Nagpur. As a recognition of his contributions to engineering education, he was honored as an IEEE Fellow. He pursued his bachelor's in engineering in electrical engineering from BITS Pilani and master's in power system from the same institution. Thereafter, he continued to pursue his PhD. He is most popularly known for his contribution to the advancement of engineering education in India. He has published and presented over 825 papers in national and international journals and conferences. His research interests include optimal hydrothermal scheduling, unit commitment, maintenance scheduling, energy conservation and power quality, and energy system planning and modeling. He has guided over 50 research scholars. His online lecture videos and books are highly popular in all Indian universities and abroad. This is his second visit to Assam Don Bosco University for national level conference after NAPSET 2010. We are grateful to him for his visit and encouragement in organizing this conference, and we look forward to his enlightening talk during the inaugural session. Now, we'd like to honor him with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the university for his immense contribution in the field of engineering for more than 50 years. I would like to request Father Joseph Nayanan, Pro Vice Chancellor, Assam Don Bosco University, to present the Lifetime Achievement to Sir B.P. Kothari. On this occasion, I would like to request everyone present in the hall to please stand up and give him a round of applause. Sir, I would like to invite you to encourage us with your keynote speech on energy and environmental problems. Sir, please.
Thank you very much to all of you. First of all, I'm overwhelmed by this so much recognition, especially the authorities of this great university. It's my second visit. I consider it my home, university, homecoming again. So father, and the chief guest Goswami ji, Chaudhary ji, and Manmohan sir, Madam Sukuddala ji, the VIP sitting off the dais, my young friends, the participants, faculty members, authorities of this great university. I must thank all of you and very good morning. Well, before I start the keynote address, I have a 5-point program for students as well as teachers, whosoever are attending or whosoever are not attending also. For students, the first point is they must attend 100% lectures, because whosoever is a teacher, he or she has attained the degree ahead of you. So he or she knows more than you. Don't miss a single lecture, for God's sake. Attend 100%. That is point number 1. Point number 2, don't postpone your homework for next day. Do it on the same day. Start studying right from the first day of the college or the university. Don't wait for the exam schedule or something like that. Third thing is read good books. Don't read the bad books. There are good books in India as well as outside India. Fourth is you must become member of some professional body. Let it be IEEE, let it be India, whatever. So that you get the student journals are there nowadays. So I would like each student to present and publish one paper in student journal before they go out. And you must all appear in GATE exam. Even if you don't want to do MTech, no problem. Because that GATE exam percentile will be a passport to a good job. You know, jobs is a real problem. So instead of, because the competition is very tough. There are 22 IITs, 32 NITs, 4 BITS Pilani, 4 VIT Vellore universities, so many MIT universities, institutions like you, so many universities are there, AMU is there, Jamia is there. So competition is very tough. And I want that your Don Bosco will be like an IIT. IIT doesn't mean you have to name IIT. IIT simply means you should follow the IIT culture. Once you follow IIT culture, you are also IIT. So that's how, what is IIT culture? Do all good practices. That is IIT culture. So I'm sure this university is already doing that. And I know, no doubt in my mind that it is as good as an IIT. Next thing for students is they must apply for summer internship. There is a INSA summer internship and there is a INE. They give you money, they give you fare to visit in any institution and work for 2 months in summer vacation. For that they give you TADA as well as some money. So please, for God's sake, apply for that and work with any fellow whom you like. So that's a good opportunity to visit another institution and see what that institution is doing, visit their labs, visit the library, you get some exposure, you know. Then now for teachers, point number 1 again, the good teaching is always rewarded. See, I have now just completed 50 years of teaching and research. People meet me in the way somewhere, so you taught us in Pilani, taught us in IIT. You feel really happy that students still remember you. So like that, I want the teachers sitting here should also be remembered throughout their lives. Second thing a teacher should do is 1 paper minimum per year. That is IIT culture. So 1 paper you have to publish either in a Indian journal or foreign journal. It doesn't matter. But you must publish. If not a journal, then at least a reputed conference like this. Conference serves more than one purpose. It is not a mela. It is a place where you meet people. You can meet your future supervisor. You can meet your future students. You can get a job in a conference. In fact, you can marry in a conference. So many things can happen. So conference is not just a mela. It's a very important place. You learn and you can express your thoughts, raw thoughts to the people and get feedback from the knowledgeable persons so that you can develop that idea further. That is a conference. Third thing each teacher should do is become a member of IEEE, since most of you are electrical, electronics and computer. IEEE membership, you know, is important. Why important? So that your biodata gets improved and then you read the journal. Journal comes to you. So you will be inspired to write a paper. So that's you must become a member. Slowly member, senior member, and then maybe a fellow. Nothing is impossible. What is the spelling of impossible? I am possible. So don't think anything is impossible in this life. You can always do better than whatever somebody has done. X, Y, Z. So fourth thing the teacher should do is write a project, a sponsored project. Then you are sitting in Guwahati, that is the capital of Assam. So there is a Council of Science and Technology in every state capital. So apply there. Maybe 2 lakh, 5 lakh, start from beginning, no harm. And then that project will be your project. That money is your money. You don't have to ask any head, dean or director or principal, how to spend it. You can employ people, SRA, RA, and do some good work, hardware work. Students, I forgot one thing. The project should be not only software, but hardware also. Hardware project is very important. And don't purchase projects, do it yourself. Don't, you can get inspired from the already done projects, but don't copy or don't purchase. There are some cities in which projects are available in market. This is very unfortunate. Should not do that. And now coming back to the teacher, a sponsored project is over. Next is you should organize such conference as the madam has organized with the help of her own department colleagues. So conference, as I told you, puts your university on the visible on the Indian map. Next time, I'm sure you'll have a SAARC conference. There are 9 SAARC countries. Nearest to is Bhutan. Then, of course, there is a Bangladesh, not far off. Then there is a Afghanistan, Pakistan, Lanka, and Maldives, and so on. So all these in SAARC, you can do a SAARC conference. Then Asian conference. Then next is international conference. Like that, you should progress and see that by 2025, you are ready to do an international conference. You're truly representing whole world. Then for teachers, next thing is consultancy. You should start doing consultancy. The importance is you earn money for the conference, the university, you earn money for the country in the way of income tax. So 3 in 1. You earn money, the university earns money, and the government earns money. 3 in 1. So nowadays in for promotion, the IITs, they ask one question: how much money your resource you earn for the institution? That is very important. Earlier they used to ask only papers. Now this is a very important aspect. How much resource you earn, because nobody has indefinite money. Even if you are in a government university, money is not indefinite. It's a definite. IIT also doesn't get whatever they want. There is a fixed amount. So you have to earn more money. And for that, every teacher has to contribute. Consultancy is one of the best ways. Next, for your own person, you should write good books. If you write good books, you get royalty. If you get royalty, that's an additional income. You don't have to wait for 7th pay commission or 8th pay commission. You devise your own commission by consultancy, by writing good books. Or if you are a known person, you'll be invited for guest lectures. That's another way of earning money. So now let us come to the topic. Otherwise, you will say your talk, everything else except the topic. So topic is very important, very pertinent for the topic of the conference. Energy and environment, very important topic. What are the main problems in the country? Problem number 1, population. And since young people are sitting here, so I will request them to have only one child, Why one child? Because one child can be a boy or a girl. Both are equally important. According to me, girls are more important. Why? The girls serve the parents till the end. Boys serve only till they get their wives. I hope the boys sitting are exception. So that is why we are adding 1 Australia, 4 New Zealand every year. I have been to Australia 6 times. First time 82, population was 16 million. Last I went to 2010, and population was only 22 million. No increase, and that increase is also immigrants, not the product, local product. So New Zealand is a wonderful country, best country if you want to settle. Just very small, 6 million. And University of Canterbury, Christchurch, very good. There is a Professor Arilaga used to be there. He written wonderful books for the electrical engineering, HVDC, power quality, along with Neville Watson. They took me to the church on a Sunday. I also read the Bible, wonderful environment in that. So that's if you want to work somewhere in the summer, that point I forgot to tell you, you should go to the nearby countries, Malaysia, Multimedia University, Singapore National University, Nanyang University, Hong Kong Polytechnic, even your Kathmandu University, Tribhuvan University, very good. Bhutan also has a very good university. No harm, that will give exposure of foreign. I have been to Lahore also, wonderful. After all, it's only country divided because of the politicians, otherwise same people. People to people, there is no problem. I gave 1 hour lecture in Lahore Engineering College, pin drop silence. The topic was how to make that college an IIT. Please remember, the Britishers started 5 colleges in India 200 years back. One of them was Lahore, second was Roorkee, that is Thompson Engineering College, third was Pune, College of Engineering Pune, fourth was Howrah Engineering College, Bengal Engineering College, Howrah, fifth was Anna Gandhi University, Madras. These were the 5 colleges they started for their own purpose. They wanted engineers. They couldn't bring everybody from Britain, So that's why they had a local engineers for building bridges, for having electricity or irrigation, etc. These five colleges, all of them are very popular today. Roorkee has become Roorkee University in 1949, the Thompson Engineering College. Then it became an IIT in 2003 because they could not sustain that University of Roorkee because of Uttarakhand. So that was all these colleges. So it's very important. So I told you about in summertime, the teachers should also go abroad and get this, how to go abroad. See the various papers coming in your journals. If you're a member, you'll get journal. Write to those authors, dear sir, oblique madam. I have gone through a paper. It's a wonderful paper. I like the idea. I would like to further develop it. Can I come to you, work with you in summer, the coming summer? And my work is enclosed. If they are happy and impressed by your work, they will call you. He will give you fare and stay there. That's how you should go there, abroad, and work there. Come back and restart working here. Recharge your batteries and come back and work here. Second thing is, after population is load growth. Load is also growing, as sir has already said, because we want more and more comfort. So right from the time we get up in the morning till we sleep, we use electricity. Morning when you get up, again if it's a winter, you use geyser. Even in summer, people by habit use geyser, because habit is there. Then by breakfast, we have to use sandwich maker, toaster, juicer, and whatever, if you're in South India, then you have to make chutney, again electricity. When you come out of your house, you again use the energy, either a bike, scooter, or a car. So energy you're using all the time. Once you come to the office, again you use cooler or air conditioner or a fan, depending on your stature and status. So keep on using energy all day. When you go back in the evening, again you get a snack, cup of tea, again you use energy. Again in the evening you have a television serial. I don't know what Assamese serial you see. There are so many English serials, Hindi serial, regional language serial. So again electricity. When you sleep, again you use AC, cooler or a fan. So all the time you are using electricity, energy. And since population is increasing, the amount of energy used is increasing. But we don't have energy. Third problem is stable government. Unless until we have a stable government, we can't think of any planning, whether it is energy planning or any planning. Luckily today, there is a stable government in your state as well as in the center. And the same government, same party government. Same party government sometimes help. I won't be able to say always it helps. Because there are several, anyway, this is not a political lecture. I don't want to talk on those state and central relationship. That all of you are intelligent people, so you know about it. We are not sitting here to discuss the government. So only I am saying, since you have a stable government, it is good because they can plan well. If they plan well, energy planning is also will be done. Resources. We are a poor country, third world country. That was the title of the lecture. Third world country means it's not first world, it's not developed. So we need more and more money. Resources are scarce. Once resources are scarce, planning will be more difficult. So what do? We go for FDI. What is FDI? Foreign direct investment. Fortunately, in electricity or energy area, foreign direct investment started and stopped with Enron in Maharashtra because they didn't get the money back. So they went away. One of their company went away. Next is NRI. What is NRI? Unfortunately, they call them not required Indian. They won't come. You have to tell them new Rocky Indian. Then they will come and invest money. Right? But suppose they are not investing. What is the bulb like? Unfortunate. For 70 years or over after getting freedom, still there are no power. So the anyway, again, that is the politics. We don't want to talk about that. So, power crunch. Please understand, power quality has become a very important topic. Every electrician department has to have a power quality lab. The power quality, first book came by Hayat, G.T. Hayat in USA. He wrote that book in Iceland. Second book was by some Denmark, two people. Then, of course, the Arilaga and what do you call, Neville Watson. Very good. Power quality means voltage fluctuation, frequency, harmonics, all these are power quality. All of you know that there is the worst book in the world, that is Thareja. Thareja also says the voltage variation should be plus minus 5%. But actually in India, how much is the voltage variation, you know? Plus minus infinity. Now what is the meaning of plus minus infinity? 220 volt supply becomes 250 in the night and becomes 200 in the day. So 60 watt bulb, 100 watt in the night, 40 watt in the day. Nowhere in the world, same bulb, 3 wattages. And that is why voltage stability has become more important than angle stability. Now we have to work with the voltage stability. The first book came in 1994 by Taylor, McGraw-Hill. So read books on voltage stability now. The Paragonder's book is also very good on stability and voltage stability. Try to do PhD. And another thing, one thing I forgot, those teachers who are not PhD must do PhD. And if you are already PhD, start guiding your colleagues so that more people can become PhD. If you know NAC accreditation and NBA accreditation, they ask this very important question. How many of your faculty members are PhDs? So yeah, I'm sure you must be having a NAC, already must have had NAC on NBA accreditation. University NAC is more important. So NAC people ask these questions. Student-teacher ratio, what is how many people are leaving the college, that I'm sure it will be very low. Get jobs. Unfortunately now 85% students are unemployable, they say. And there is a very good important joke in the social media. The student comes and asks, how is this college, sir? He's asking an attendant. Attendant says, very good. How? I'm a student of this college. He says, I have got engineering degree from this college, but no job, so he has become attendant. So that's a telling, commentary on the situation. So I hope students of this college will definitely get good jobs. And for good jobs, as I told you, appear in GATE so that your fundamentals are good. And your GATE percentile will help you in telling that you are a good student. Thirdly, you must also go do a hardware project. Hardware project is very important for getting good jobs. I'm not against software. In fact, we are the ICT capital of the world, information and communication technology. So our IT is known in the whole world. I have been to 37 countries. Every country, Indians are there. They're doing a wonderful job. No harm. You can go abroad and come back if you want to, and then work for the country. Otherwise, earn your money, send money to the country. So this is important. Next. Again, I want to tell you the story of electrical engineering. Sir, you need time limit? You have to tell me in 10 minutes before, so that I can wind up. As a teacher, one can go on and on. Another 10 minutes. Okay. So I had to wind up in the 10 minutes. Well, the whole electric engineering started in 1888, the year in which Indian National Congress Party was born. Edison gave the first bulb in the world. Edison was a fellow who was a school discard. Remember, in 6th class, his teachers called his parents, "Ye bekar ladka hai, isko le jao." That bekar ladka gave bulb to the world. Then 1920, up to 1920, direct current. Then transformer came, so AC. 1947, ladies and gentlemen, we got freedom. The whole capacity was only 1360 megawatt. On 15th August 1947, whole country had only 1360 megawatt. Today, 330,000 megawatt. Still, they'll mange more. We want more. We want to have 400 megawatt, 400,000 megawatt. And that's why electric engineering today has become #1 branch. It's not computer. You people who are going to add this extra 100,000 megawatt. There are tremendous jobs in electric engineering. Whether it is a thermal, hydro, nuclear, all three are bad. Why bad? Thermal is bad because we use coal. Why coal is bad? Because it has 40% ash. Ash doesn't mean Ashwara always. This ash means rock. You know? Okay. So this ash, then there is a, if you burn the coal, you get SO2, CO, CO2, NOx. All these gases are bad. They're greenhouse effect. They are bad for health, human health as well as building health. Taj Mahal has become yellow because of these gases, because of Mathura refinery. Then these gases are friendship with water, they combine, form acids, nitric acid, sulfuric acid rain. Then because of the mechanical engineers, the thermal power plants are bad because the Carnot cycle efficiency, Rankine cycle 1 minus V2 at even small efficiency. So they go for combined cycle power plant. Why hydropower is bad? Gestation period is very large. What is gestation period? When one politician does Bhumi Pujan, another politician cuts the ribbon for the completion of the project is 10 years. It should be only 6 years. Then there is a seepage loss, there is evaporation loss. And then people are uprooted from place for a reservoir, they are not getting alternate place. Nuclear, why nuclear is bad? Nuclear came to India because of two great geniuses, Nehru and Bhabha. Nehru died 27th May 1964, Bhabha died in an air accident. But a plant came in Tarapur. But what was the plant problem? The uranium, enriched uranium, U-232. That used to come from USA. But our relationship with USA was Monday, Wednesday, Friday good, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday bad. So whenever no uranium, no power plant. So we went to Kota. Kota means Canadian. Then we came to Kalpakam, Indian. Then there was a Kaigada in Bangalore, then Surat, then Aligarh. But still there is a radioactive problem. There have been two accidents, Chernobyl and your 3 Mile Island. So that's why there is a need for renewable energy sources. That's the topic of the conference. So remember, solar and wind, in India we consider them God. Surya Devata, Pavan Devata. The ladies give earth to the sun in the morning. Pavan Devata, that is Hanuman and Bhim and others. So we are lucky to have in India a lot of sun. There are 3 sun cities, 3 air-conditioned cities in India. Sun cities are Jodhpur, Nagpur and Vellore. Air-conditioned cities are Bangalore, Indore and Pune. So, but every city has a sun, as was rightly said in the beginning, one of the honorable lecturer. So let us exploit them. It's not that solar energy only used for solar thermal or photovoltaic, but there is a solar cooling, solar refrigeration, solar air conditioning, solar cooker. In fact, if you put a bucket of water in front of your house, it will be enough warm and you can take bath, provided bucket is still there. Somebody has taken bucket, then gone. Bucket is also gone. Right? So this is important. The geothermal, there is a heat inside the earth. So we have to use that earth heat. What do? You take 2 great pipes, 2 kilometer long. 1 kilometer pipe carries the water, another will bring steam. Put it to the turbine, there is no ash, there is no gases, nothing. And it works, geothermal. Best geothermal in the world is in New Zealand, 7%. We should follow that. They have identified 10 such sites. I have written 3 books in renewable energy. One is Prentice of India, the second is wind by Narosa, third is solar by CRC Press, which is coming next week. So you can read those 3 books and see what is happening. Do your PhD in renewable energy, MTech in renewable energy, BTech also renewable energy. I think we can go on and on. There's a distributed power system, there's a dispersed power system. The job of your young engineers is to generate energy cheap, economically and environmentally viable, reliable, and maintenance was mentioned here. Maintenance is a real problem in India. We don't maintain ourselves. Where is the question of maintaining power plants? So take morning walk, do yoga, get up early in the morning, 4 o'clock, Brahma Muhurat. Luckily your son also starts at 4 o'clock. In fact, Assam can have a separate time zone, as they have been asking. You know, now at the moment, whole India has one time. You can have 3 time zones. The Western India can have Pakistan time, Eastern India can have Bangladesh time. Bangladesh is half an hour ahead, Pakistan is half an hour behind, so that your energy problem is solved. Plus daylight saving. Change your clock by 1 hour in October and March. By changing clock, daylight saving that is called. Whole world is following it. Why we can't follow it? That will save your energy. And these are, they don't need any money. Then second thing is staggered timings of the offices. 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, so that your breakfast is prepared at different time. You use energy at different time. You save energy. I think, ladies and gentlemen, we can go on and on. I would rather like to answer some of your questions on any topic. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir. We are all can go with the motto that I am possible, we are possible. With this, we come to the end of the inaugural session. We'll now have the official photo session in the conference hall. After this, high tea will be served at room number 401. We'll start the technical session, taking a break of half an hour. Now it's 11:15, so we'll take a half an hour break and start the session at 11:45 in the conference hall. Thank you all. We'll have a photo session now. Father, your arrangement. Huh?